Hey everybody, what are you talking about? Today we're talking about expository writing. So let's look a little bit at how expository writing gets scored on state tests like the EOC and the STAR test. We use a rubric. Now the most basic form of a rubric you can find in your test, in the bulleted list that goes with your prompt. It tells you, be sure to state your thesis clearly, to provide specific support for your thesis, use appropriate organization, choose your words carefully, and edit your writing for grammar, mechanics, and spelling. Once again, that's thesis, support, organization, word choice, and conventions. In other words, grammar, mechanics, and spelling. According to the people who score these things, effective essays are either a 4, accomplished, 3, satisfactory, 2, basic, or 1, limited. You can get a score of a 4, a 3, a 2, or a 1. I'd love for you to aim for a 3 and maybe shoot for a 4. Let's try our hand at scoring an essay together. As I read the essay, I'd like for you to think about these questions. Is the topic interesting? Is there a thesis? Does the writer support that thesis? Does the writer stay on topic? Is the writing organized? Is the grammar okay? The actual essay, you can see on the top left, is a little hard to read on the screen, so we've typed it out for you on the right. Follow along and think about those questions as I read. Every day in life, every person is presented with choices, whether it be what to wear, to invest in certain stocks, or what sport to play. Depending on the circumstances and what person is deciding, the actual decisions and opportunities that come out of them will vary. But sometimes, it is good to step out of our comfort zone every once in a while and take a risk or two. It is good, and sometimes necessary, to take a chance in life. If in life nobody took a chance, then life would be boring, and our economy would be non-existent. Nobody would take the risk of starting a new business or investing in a stock. It would be as if the world was afraid of taking chances. The only television show would be a news-type channel with no bias because of the chance of offending someone or conflicting with someone's views. Everyone would be hesitant and shy if chances were not taken and adventured. Nobody would meet anyone new, and humans might die off because of the chance relationships wouldn't go well. Arranged marriages would have to happen, which would create almost a sense of clans, undivided and unwilling, much like early Eurasia, a bunch of feuding principalities, undivided and uncooperative. This would make life bland, and might cause more chaos and problems than the one people were trying to avoid by playing it safe. A popular saying, "It is better to ask forgiveness than permission," shows how taking risks and making mistakes can help us learn and have fun in life. If no one took chances and made mistakes, life as we know it would be dramatically different in situations. Taking chances in life is extremely necessary while making decisions. Let's see if we can give a score to this essay. The first question, is the topic interesting? Well, yes. The essay is thoughtful and engaging. The writer presents what could be an ordinary topic and connects ideas in an interesting way by using examples that are relatable to most people. Is there a clear thesis? Yes. But sometimes it is good to step out of our comfort zone every once in a while and take a risk or two. It is good, and sometimes necessary, to take a chance in life. Does the writer support the thesis? Yes. To support this thesis, the writer utilizes specific examples. Nobody would take the risk of starting a new business or investing in a stock. Nobody would meet anyone new, and humans might die off because relationships wouldn't go well. Does the writer stay on topic? Is the writing organized? Yes, it is. The writer stays on topic, and it is easy to follow the ideas between the thesis in paragraph 1 and examples to support the thesis in paragraph 2. The last paragraph connects both paragraphs and leaves the reader with a popular saying to prompt self-reflection of risks taken. Is the grammar okay? Yes. The writer demonstrates a command of conventions with only minor errors. The errors do not impact the readability of the essay. Overall, the focus, support, and command of conventions represent a satisfactory writing performance. This essay scores a score point 3. Satisfactory. Same questions, new essay. Is the topic interesting? Is there a thesis? Does the writer support the thesis? Does the writer stay on topic? Is the writing organized? And is the grammar okay? Let's read together. Failure is a fact of life. It follows someone, like a dark shadow or an ugly brother. But some choose to embrace failure differently than others. Some learn from their mistakes and move on, while others are blinded by their flaw and refuse to move forward. The truth is, no one is perfect. The main factor that separates the great from mediocre is their reaction to failure. Great heroes take chances, knowing that when they knock on the door, failure could greet them. By taking chances, one continually tests one's limits and learns from their mistakes on how to succeed later. Complacency can result in mediocrity. The desire to constantly better oneself can result in success or failure. But to the great leaders and heroes of history, the benefits of taking chances outweigh the harms. The early pioneers of the American West knew this. They could have easily been content with their relatively stable life in the end. But they took their chances and headed west in search for more land and a better life. It is true that many failed and lost their lives to natives, diseases, etc. But those who succeeded benefited tremendously from the riches gained from the land. The Great Plains is now America's breadbasket, and its success in food production was made possible only because a few individuals dared to take chances and improve their lives. Daring to take chances can also lead to new knowledge on how to succeed later on. Thomas Edison, now one of the most prevalent names in school textbooks, failed thousands of times before finally succeeding with the invention of the light bulb. In fact, his notebook contained thousands of sketches from failed attempts. After each failure, Edison learned what worked and didn't work until he finally succeeded. Each time, Edison risked failure and lack of funding, but his risks turned him into the rich and famous man he was. The same concept applies to sports. Veterans are much more valued than rookies because the teams already know that the veterans won't be afraid of making mistakes or taking the shot that could win or lose the game. If Michael Jordan never attempted a last-second shot, his greatness would go unrecognized and his team would lose. True, he failed many times, but each time he learned a new trick or move to help him succeed the next time, adding to his experience. Taking chances helps one better oneself and learn from mistakes to succeed in the future. The fear of taking risks can cripple one's success. If one never tries, how will he know what successes he could have accomplished? If you need to stop this so that you can read it over again, please do. Otherwise, let's move on and score the essay. Time to ask those magic questions and score that essay. Is the topic interesting? Yes, it is. The essay is thoughtful and engaging. The writer presents the topic and provides unique examples to show how perspective can change your outcome. Is there a clear thesis? Yes, there is. By taking chances, one continually tests one's limits and learns from their mistakes on how to succeed later. Does the writer support the thesis? You bet. To support this thesis, the writer utilizes well-chosen examples. Thomas Edison, now one of the most prevalent names in school textbooks, failed thousands of times before finally succeeding with the invention of the light bulb. Each time, Edison learned what worked and didn't work until he finally succeeded. Does the writer stay on topic? Is the writing organized? Indeed it is. The writer stays on topic and has a logical progression of thought as he establishes a connection between the early pioneers in paragraph 2 and Thomas Edison and Michael Jordan in paragraph 3. The piece is unified because paragraph connections make the writer's train of thought clear and easy to follow. Is the grammar okay? Yes. The writer demonstrates a command of conventions. The writer uses a variety of sentences, and the writer's purposeful word choice enhances the essay. Overall, the essay represents an accomplished writing performance. This gets a score point 4, the highest score possible. Thanks for paying attention. We're done talking about expository writing. Now maybe it's time to start doing something about it.